Live from the TMZ newsroom, it's the Hollywood Beatdown with Tyron Woodley, who just showed up. He just showed up in a Ferrari.
Damn.
In a brand new Ferrari.
Like that?
I had to do that like that.
Damn. I took all the drip off.
He FaceTimed me from the front seat of the Ferrari to show me, and he showed me the steering wheel and it looked really nice.
I like your hat.
Now,
I can't wear my hat because one,
I gave him a hat last week. I haven't seen him wear it once.
Obviously plugged there. Secondly, I just got a fresh haircut. So.
Yeah, I asked him a second ago. I was like, "Why aren't you wearing the hat?" And he says, "Because I got a haircut."
And your barber would be disrespected. That is barbershop unofficial clause.
Let's start fired up. Big video we got this week. Jorge Masvidal, big fighter right now. Yeah. Knocked out your boy in 5 seconds.
You know what? Yeah. So now he got a buzz. He had a KO victory.
Yep. And now there's a lot of talk. People want to see him fight Conor McGregor.
I saw Dana said that there could be, like, he was trying to protect Conor, like, oh, he's too little.
He's saying it right, that Jorge's too big for Conor McGregor. Conor's a 155 fighter, Jorge's a 170 fighter.
Jorge was a 155.
He was, but now he's a 170.
And so was Nate Diaz.
Right. So we talked to Jorge about that specifically, and he goes, look, man, I don't think there's too much of a weight difference. He said exactly what you're saying. And then he said this. It was one of the most, like, respectful professional call-outs I've ever seen.
I got good things to say about Conor. He's done a lot in the sport, and he's made his money already now. And if he feels he's not getting the money he deserves to come back, man, I'm the first one to applaud him and be like, do your thing, my brother.
So when you see something like that, what do you think?
I think, it's a different approach. A lot of people that want to fight Conor McGregor don't really want to fight him.
Shit, though.
They want to fight him because they want to make that bag.
Right.
So they think they have to wear the suits and talk to crap and do everything that Conor's doing, but it's actually the opposite. Conor is already Conor. Why would you do more of him to fight him? You want to be a contrasting opponent, a contrasting opposition. So I think that's what Masvidal is trying to present, that, hey, I ain't finna kiss your ass. I ain't finna, stroke your ego. I ain't finna talk crazy crap, and I ain't finna waste money on the suits. If you want to fight, let's get it on. If you don't, fine, I'll move on to somebody else. I think that's the more respectful way to go about it. And it doesn't surprise me because you think about Masvidal, he came from street fighting. He's been in this game for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really chasing clout at this point.
Right.
And
he has
I think it's just a fight that makes him a lot of money, and that's his only interest.
Who wins that fight, Jorge versus Conor McGregor?
I would probably say Jorge, just because he's been a tad bit more active, and he's not gonna give into the mind games and the mental warfare and talking crap and getting up in press conference. Like, he's not gonna be rattled by that. And I think a lot of Conor's game has to do with being able to kind of trick you mentally before he gets you on the octagon.
Right. Well, he did that with Jose Aldo. He had Jose Aldo so rattled that he didn't know what to do when the bell rung.
RDA lost before they fought. They never even fought. He would have lost that fight.
Right.
He was mentally into his head.
Right.
Got into Jose's head. He got into Chad Mendez's head. He tried to get into Nate's head, and we saw what happened.
Yeah.
Somebody that's from the same kind of background as Masvidal,
slap you in the face.
Street guy, say, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to smack you in the face. That's the same kind of guy that Masvidal is. That's why I think that Jorge could win that fight. And that's also why I think Anthony Pettis has a good chance of beating Nate Diaz, because he's not going to go into those antics either.
If you're Dana White at this point and you've got to make a fight for Conor McGregor, he says he's going to fight in 2019. He's going to fight this year before the end of the year. Who do you set the fight up?
I wait and see if Anthony Pettis wins or loses to Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz wins, I'll put that fight together.
Yeah.
Everybody want to see the trilogy. If Anthony goes out there and do what he did to Wonder Boy, then he's invaluable. This guy's fought at 45, 55, and 70, so he's closer to Conor McGregor's weight than anybody. So I say first option, Nate in victory. Second option, Anthony in victory. Third option, see what happened with Dustin Poirier and Poirier and Khabib. He lost to Khabib, controversy about the stuff that happened after, and if Poirier won, he knocked out Poirier. So you can't really say you can't put him in a fight against Dustin. So he has 3 strong options before Masvidal.
You know the takeaway from this whole conversation, just as a fan of UFC, fan of the MMA, it's a great time to be a fan.
It's a great time to be a fan. It's a lot of shuffling. Like, even in my division, when George was at the top, it was like George and everybody else. When I was, at the top of the division, I had some competition, but I was that guy for a very long time. When you get guys that lose and belt shift, and then matchups start to occur and injuries and people jump weight classes, it just adds more excitement to the sport.
Moving on to Tyron's favorite segment, it's called
On the Real, though.
Oh, let's talk about LeBron James. Everybody's all up in his ass. You hear all about this?
Yeah.
He went to a basketball tournament in Vegas to support his son. Was going a little crazy on the sideline, on the court, celebrating. Not only for his own son, when his own son did cool stuff, but also other people on the team. There was an alley-oop, he went crazy, lost his shoe. There are some people who were saying LeBron James is out of control. He's making it all about himself. He shouldn't be doing that. Other people are praising him, saying he's an active, engaged father who's showing love and passion to his son. Where do you fall on this?
You know, first I was trying to look if you had the stats on how tall his son is, because his son's straight dunking.
Yeah.
I was watching that.
Yeah.
So you can't tell any parent how to be excited for their kids. Obviously, his son is following in his dad's footsteps. You can watch the way he plays. He's probably worked so much time one-on-one with his son, and he probably got different things and motivators and triggers that makes his son get to the next level. If I look at my son and I tell him, hey, bring me a helmet back, you know what I mean, knock somebody ass out on the football field.
Yeah.
And a parent or coach or somebody might not be able to look at him and tell him that and to get him motivated. So that's not really for the fans to dictate and decide. If he was absent and never involved, never seen the son play, now let's maybe say something.
Right.
But you're saying that a professional athlete at his level makes the time to be so involved with his son, no matter, you know, I know he's probably got to take so many flights to get there. Y'all need to sit down and have a nice glass. Shut the hell up.
All right, it's time for that part of the show where Tyron gets to punch someone in the face and then pat somebody on the back. Who gets love this week?
You know what? I got to give love to my man, Nikhil Coleman, cornerback from the Rams. Also, my homie, Ty Gurley. They showed us mad love. We went out there, went to the training camp.
Yeah.
Being the crew from the HBO show, The Ballers. They came
I
out
love
with
that
me.
show, by the way. The Rock.
Chris, all those guys, they're super awesome. So just the hospitality they showed us. They've been out to MMA fights before, and they invited us to come out to camp. So any athlete at a high level kind of is wired the same way. You kind of think, you know, really beyond boundaries, and it was dope to watch them play.
If you were to play right now, transition, play football, what position would you play?
Strong safety.
Strong safety, just running around killing people?
Knocking helmets
How's
off.
your speed?
Fast.
Yeah.
I can play.
Who gets punched in the face this week?
I really want to punch the fans in the face and talk about LeBron James, to be honest, because my son's a football player, wrestler. He want to box, want to do MMA, shot put. I would be a dumbass not to go in there and show my son the things I didn't know in high school and give him the tricks and the tool of the trade. So
try to do whatever you can to give your kid an edge in life. If you're LeBron James, who might be the best to ever do it, you
give him
everything,
every detail, every trick you got, make every game you can make. Those kids will never forget those moments.
That's true. All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Hollywood Beatdown this week. Tyron's going to get back into his Ferrari when he gets outside and speed off into the sunset.
Hey, I ain't going to speed that fast.
You better not, dude. I don't want to have to do a story about
guys,
you on the
guess
website.
What? I'm not going to do it like Bow Wow did, act like that was my plane. That vehicle is not mine. It was 10 bags to rent it, deposit. So if I scratch it, they coming out of it, and I got too many kids to play around. So I will be driving very slow and not hitting any bumps.
And if he hits a bump or a person, you'll see it on TMZSports.com. Tell the people what to do.
If you guys are watching it already because I didn't hit a bump, you might as well subscribe to it. If you're on Facebook, slide over TMZ Sports, subscribe, and that's it.
What's going on with you when you're fighting stuff?
I'm going to fight this year, you know. Like you said, this is the best time in MMA that we've had in a very long time. And so many competitors, guys got double belts, and divisions are, you know, the flyweight division I hear is around for a little bit longer. So I'm just excited to see what the next matchup is.
I have one last question for you before I let you go. I see one of the things that's going on. One of the things that's happening in MMA social media right now is everyone's making fun of Tyron's size. They keep showing him. Yeah, don't you know? Have you seen all this shit?
Yeah.
You've been seeing this, right? They keep putting you next to big guys, and they say you look smaller and smaller and smaller.
But you know the funny part is, that motherfucker out on the romper. You know, like what people don't. If you look back, fans, go back and look at my Instagram. The video with Juan Adams. I'm looking at the romper, but I'm looking at a button. It's a button on the shirt. I swear to you, had one string left, and the whole time that button was shaking. So I was looking like, if I go really sit here and visualize this button pop off and hit the camera lens. So I was looking at it very dedicated.
What's your message to people who say you're shrinking?
Well, I wish I wish I was shrinking because the scale said 200. So if I'm shrinking, I don't see it on the scale.
All right. See you guys next week.